Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me for some chair yoga. My name is Joanne Greene, and I am the Programming Director at University of Recreation. I am also lucky enough to get to teach yoga for UREC, and I teach mostly at the Chinook, but we also offer classes online and in the Chinook and at the SRC. We've got them at all times of day, and we will be launching our fall classes here in a couple of weeks. Starting in the week before school, we'll have both online and in-person classes all fall. So if you check out our website at urec.wsu, you can see more of our offerings. But for our practice today, you can either stand or you can sit. This is labeled as chair yoga, but this can be practiced standing if you need a little break from your chair. In either posture, seated or standing, let's get comfortable. So let's take a moment, maybe wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, and then let's place our feet lightly on the floor. Let's relax our hands either on our lap or at our sides, whatever feels the best. And let's either find a spot in front of us to focus on, or let's close our eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Let's breathe in deeply through our nose, and let's feel our bellies expand as we breathe in. We can exhale through nose or mouth when we're ready, and let's let all the air out, feeling our bellies deflate as we exhale. Couple more times, big inhale. And when we're ready, exhale through nose or mouth. One more time, big breath, draw lots of air in. And when we're ready, breathe out for at least as long as we breathed in. As we continue to practice, let's see if we can keep adding a bit of length to our inhales and our exhales. Never so long that they feel uncomfortable, but long enough that it feels like we take a full deep breath. Now let's do some slow shoulder rolls. Let's start by rolling our shoulders forward. So we'll inhale, pull shoulders back and up towards our ears. And exhale, bring shoulders forward and down. A couple more times. Inhale, shoulders back and up. And exhale, shoulders forward and down. One more time, rolling forward. Next inhale, we can switch directions. And we'd like to move on our own pace, which is dictated by our breath. So you don't have to move at the same pace as me. You can move faster or move slower. And nothing in our practice should cause any discomfort. So if I'm offering something that doesn't feel good in your joints or your muscles today, then pick something that does. Might even just be relaxing and focusing on your breathing. And let's relax here, shake out our arms. So one of the main philosophies in yoga philosophy is ahimsa, which is compassion or loving kindness. And it's important to show that to ourselves when we practice. So let's make sure everything feels good. So on our next inhale, we're going to take our hands up toward the ceiling. So we'll reach hands up toward the ceiling, if that feels okay in our shoulders. When we exhale, we're going to bring our hands into our heart center. Lightly press thumbs into our chest. Inhale, we'll reach hands up, either out to the sides or straight up. We can also keep them at heart center. Exhale, bring hands back into heart center. This is called a Jali Mudra, a hand position that we use with hands in the center of our rib cage. One more time, let's inhale, reach up. And exhale, release. Now we're going to inhale, reach up. We're going to lower one arm and exhale, reach over to the side just a bit. And we'll inhale, bring both hands up. Exhale, release the other hand down, little reach to the side. This is lateral flexion. Inhale, reach up. You can also keep hands at heart center, and I'll show that on the next breath. And inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lean to the side. Let's do a few more here, one more each side. One more big inhale, reach up. Bring hands into our heart center, exhale. All right, inhale, reach fingertips towards your computer. Let the shoulders round in a bit. Pull chin in towards our chest. And on our exhale, we're going to open up our chest expansion. You might move your back away from the back of your chair so you've got more range of motion. Inhale, round forward, move shoulders away from our ears. And exhale, let's open up our chest. Let your tailbone press back a bit. And inhale, round forward. And exhale, open up. You can do this with bent arms or arms straighter. Generally, the straighter our arms are, the more we're going to feel this as a stretch, the more we might also feel this in our shoulders. So again, adjust so that this feels good. A few more times. You might even take hands all the way across so we get a little stretch for the upper back. And we can open up, maybe take hands down instead of out to the sides. Reach around, give yourself a hug, and bring hands back, open up the chest. Let's do one more each side. Reach around, little stretch, and open up. And last time. And open back up. Here's a chest expansion. If we'd like, we can hold on to the back of our chair. Roll the shoulders back, lift our hearts. Again, comfortable stretch for shoulders. Open up the chest, which tends to tighten up when we have to sit at our computers typing. And let's release. So let's release here. So we're going to do a little bit of back warm up. We're going to walk our hands down onto our quads. Sorry about my chair moving there. And we're going to lean forward. So on our inhale, we're going to lift our chest. This is called a cobra pose. I'm going to turn to the side so you see what this looks like. So we lift our chest. And then on our exhale, we're going to round forward. So we actually lean all the way forward on our chair. So it's like you're doing a forward fold, a stretch for the backs of the legs, or maybe your back. Bring hands onto our legs. We're going to inhale, we'll lift our chest. Here's our cobra. And our exhale, we'll round forward. So let's do a few more your pace. Nice thing about using our chair is you get to use your legs on your chair for support. You get to move forward as much as you want or as little as you want. It's a little bit hard to see with my camera and I'm just reaching towards my feet. It feels like a nice stretch for my back. And then when I lengthen my spine, I open up my chest. It's a nice stretch for front of body. Let's do a few more of these. And notice which one feels the best in your body. Either this cobra pose, open up the chest, or the fold forward. And the next time you're in that posture, your favorite one for today, just meet me there. Take a few breaths. I'm going to pick this fold forward because it feels like a nice stretch for the backs of my arms and my back. Let's take 2 big breaths here. And let's inhale. Let's come on back up. Let's sit up tall. We're going to do a bit of twisting now. So we're going to take hands out in front of us. And on our next inhale, we'll lengthen through the spine. So it's like you're lifting through the roof of your mouth. And on our exhale, we're going to open up a hand to the side. Some or a lot. You decide how far you're moving. This should feel really gentle. Inhale back to center, shoulders away from our ears. Exhale, we open up just a little bit. So arm straighter is going to add more stretch than if we bend our arm. So we can pull an elbow back instead of moving with a straight arm if we'd like. A few more of these. One more each side. Big inhales and exhales. I always lose track of where I am. So hold here, ready to open. Arm bend or arm straight, you choose. And you can hold here if you'd like. Or if we can release our hand behind our chair a little bit or a lot and take our front hand, reach it across, rest it gently on our leg. Couple big breaths here and a gentle, gentle twist. So when we inhale, we lengthen through the spine. When we exhale, we add to our twist. We're just pulling the shoulder blade in a bit. Our hands should be light. And if we lift our hands, we shouldn't untwist. So if we're holding ourselves in our twist, then we're twisting too far. All right, let's come on back to center. Inhale. Exhale, open up to the other side. And we can hold here, or we can release hand behind us and take the opposite hand across our leg. Couple breaths. And let's untwist. Come on back to center. Last bit of movement we'll do is a bit of movement for the hips. So on our inhale, we can reach down, we can pull our knee in a little bit or a lot. And on our exhale, we can release. For standing, we can do the same thing. Inhale, pull a knee in. Might even put a hand on the table for standing and just use one hand. You don't actually have to hold onto your leg to bring your leg in. You could use the hip flexors, muscles in the front of the leg, pull the leg up if you'd like. One more option if we want is we can lift our leg up and sort of open it out to the side and then bring it back in and release. Same thing other side, so we can lift the leg up, just move it out a little bit. Should feel comfortable, not too much stretch. Let's do one more each side. Pull the knee in, maybe out and back. And last time, inhale up, out if you'd like. And let's release on our exhale. All right, we get to find ourselves a comfortable seated posture or standing if you prefer. We're just gonna do a couple of stretches and then we're gonna do a bit of a final relaxation. So we're gonna do a stretch for upper back. This is called eagle pose. And with eagle pose, we can reach our hands out. We're going to cross one arm over the other. This feels like a stretch for our shoulders. Stay right here. If we need more stretch, we can bend our arms or maybe even stack our arms. Some people wrap their hands, or we can do hands on our shoulders. So we want elbows away from us, fingertips lifted, just a bit of a stretch for the shoulders. And imagine that you're breathing space in between your shoulder blades. If you'd like, you can also cross legs. So cross one leg over the other. Sometimes you see this pose where the bottom foot is wrapped around, the top foot is wrapped around the bottom. That's a little tough on the knee. So if you're gonna cross your leg, just cross it over, sit up tall. And if you'd like, you can add a tiny twist towards your top leg. And let's release. So let's release, uncross the legs if we need to, roll the shoulders back, shake out our arms. Same thing, other side. So we'll take hands out. This time it's other arm on top. Treat each side as a new pose. So you might find that you feel a little more resistant on one side than the other. So one side feels more mobile than the other. And that's pretty typical. And we just want to notice that without adding any judgment and not forcing ourselves into the same place on each side. So find the place where you feel a nice stretch for the shoulders. We might cross the legs if that feels comfortable for our hips and our knees. And sit up tall. You can add a tiny twist towards our top leg if we'd like. And we can release. We can shake out our hands and our fingers, roll the shoulders back a few times, shake out our arms. And we will want to settle in for a few minutes of relaxation. And so let's stand or sit up tall. Our hands can rest on our legs or at our sides. Find that focal point on the wall in front of you or close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath to start. Now let's continue to breathe deeply. And we're going to tense up all of our muscles over the next few breaths. And then we're going to relax them all at once. And we're going to feel more relaxed than we do right now. So let's start by breathing in deeply. And as we do so, let's curl our toes in towards our feet. Feel the muscles in our feet tense. Lift the balls of our feet off the floor a bit so we'll feel the muscles in our lower leg activate. Now here we can activate muscles around our hips, our glutes, or we can press gently into our heels to feel the muscles up the legs and in the hips activate and tense up. Now let's pull belly button in towards our spine, belly button back towards our chair so we feel abdominals and lower back tense. Let's curl our fingers into our palms to make fists. Feel the muscles in our arms and our hands engage, and let's let our shoulders move up towards our ears so we'll feel some tension in our shoulders, in our chest. Roll the shoulders in a bit. Might feel a bit of tension in our necks. And let's tighten up the muscles in our faces. So we're going to press our lips together. We're going to squeeze our eyes tightly shut. We'll wrinkle up our foreheads. Let's notice what it feels like when our muscles are tense. Now let's take a big breath in. As much as we can, might be shorter because we're tense. And when we breathe out, let's relax. Let's take a few more deep breaths. We'll breathe in deeply. And as we exhale, let's let go of any other tension we find. You might need to wiggle fingers and toes. Let's continue to breathe deeply, relaxing our foreheads, muscles around our eyes, our jaws. Let's relax our necks. We might need to move our heads side to side gently and settle in. Let's relax our shoulders away from our ears. Make sure that our arms and our hands and our fingers relax. Let's wiggle our toes. Relax our legs and our feet and our toes. And over the next few breaths, let's let our bellies get as soft as possible. Every exhale, letting go of more tension. Now let's do a body scan from toe to head. Notice how muscles and joints are feeling. Notice if we're feeling more relaxed in body and in mind. And just taking a moment to appreciate that we took a little time for ourselves and how much better we feel after taking some time for us. So one thing we learned through the practice of yoga is that in order to take care of other people, we have to take care of ourselves first. And the more that we take care of ourselves, the better we're able to take care of others. So thanks everybody for practicing with me today. On Thursday, thanks Don. On Thursday, we'd love to have you join us again at 10. And we will have Laura Hamilton from HRS talking about onboarding while teleworking. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and we'll see you again soon.